For many people, rice is a bland staple, just good enough to accompany another dish. In Asia, however, it's the center of the meal. We invite you to discover the world of great rices, to show you some exceptional varieties grown by experts. From the valleys of Niigata in the north of Japan to the lush fields of Kerala in southern India, there are small farms producing rice of exceptional quality. We will also take you to Thailand, near its border with Laos, on the lookout for great rices. Discoveries that will no doubt change the opinion you might have of this cereal. We are north of Tokyo in the province of Niigata, a mountainous region that in winter is heavily covered in snow. But the rest of the year, rice is cultivated here, with pure and plentiful water from the mountain heights and a particularly hot summer climate. Minami Wonuma is an important regional center, and special care has been taken to preserve its heritage and traditions. The town is famous for weaving and making kimonos to be worn at weddings and on other special occasions. Untuan Temple is not far away. Surrounded by huge trees, it's a peaceful and dignified place of retreat. It's an ancient Zen temple dating from 1429. There are many small independent farms in the countryside around Minami Wonuma. As mountains take up so much of the country, even the smallest plots in Japan are used to cultivate vegetables or fruit. This is where Kasahara Katsuhiko lives. He's a farmer who is fascinated by rice. While the consumption of rice has declined dramatically in Japan, Kasahara decided on producing quality. A large part of his fields are reserved for organic crops. His farm has all the necessary equipment for producing and packaging rice. It's the middle of October and harvesting is almost over. This is a field of ordinary rice for everyday consumption. This machine, which he shares with several other farmers, is particularly sophisticated.
On this plot, as you can see, the earth is black. It's better suited to Kamino rice than the Koshihikari rice.
The rice is then put into huge sacks and stocked at the farm. Minami Wonuma is unquestionably one of the only regions in the world where rice is cultivated at such unusual temperatures. At the foot of the Hakkai Mountains, the winters are harsh and ski resorts are replacing the rice fields.
We're lucky to have a substantial temperature difference of more than 10 degrees between sunrise and evening, even in summer. This preserves a high sugar content in the rice.
For the moment, attention is being focused on a plot of Koshihikari, considered by specialists as the ultimate rice in Japan.
Notice that here the earth is quite red, with a mixture of clay and sand. This is ideal for the growing of high-quality Koshihikari.
Most of the tasks are done by hand or with small mechanical machines in order to preserve the ears of rice.
In the past, the Japanese consumed enormous quantities of rice, about 120 kilos a person per year. Now, we eat 60 kilos per person, so there has been a huge decline in consumption, but we're doing all we can to produce excellent rice.
The Koshihikari rice dries in the sun for about a week before being taken back to the farm. Kasahara has won many prizes and gold medals in various competitions. They reveal that he is among the elite of rice producers. He proudly shows them off.
This is the Diamond Prize. It's awarded only to those who have received a gold medal 5 times consecutively. There are only 8 people in Japan to have won it.
On the other side of the street, the rice is cleaned and, most importantly, polished. Once again, small, highly efficient machines are used. The rice will first have the husk removed. This has protected the grain through its entire growth. The bract and the glumella that surrounded the grain are ejected. They will be used as fertilizer in the spring. The rice is sorted and polished, then carefully packaged. Not counting his wife, Kasahara Katsuhiko has only 4 employees. They're all seasonal. In a few weeks, they will go to work in the nearby ski resorts as ski instructors. Kasahara manages to produce 130 tons a year, of which 80% is Koshihikari, grown on 280 different plots. He rents most of his fields from farmers who have given up growing rice.
There are several reasons why I can produce such high-quality rice. First of all, this region has a particularly favorable climate, as well as a soil that is very suitable for rice cultivation. The second reason is that I practice organic farming. I use fertilizers that I prepare myself and which improve the quality and the taste.
Here, in the basement of his home, another set of machines polishes the rice to an even higher degree. This brings out the essence of the grain, and the rice becomes even whiter. These are Kasahara's signature products. His photograph appears on the packets. They will be shipped to fine food shops in the major cities. Minami Wonuma is in the heart of a region devoted to rice. There are even vending machines that sell rice 24 hours a day, and in large quantities. You can even have it polished. Near his farm, this shop sells regional products. As he's in the middle of harvesting, Kasahara's rice has not yet been delivered. The shopkeeper is anxious to receive it.
Most of the rice eaten here in this region is Koshihikari. But to make sake, a different type of rice called Koshitanrei is used.
Sake is a wine made from rice. It's very popular in Japan, particularly in the region of Niigata, which is renowned for the quality of its production. Aoki Shuzo is one of the many sake producers hidden away in the center of Minami Wonuma. The rice is rinsed several times in order to remove the starch, which has a tendency to make the rice grains stick together. It is then steamed in large tanks called koshiki. Although hygiene standards have had wooden tanks replaced by stainless steel ones, most of the brewing processes remain traditional. In a humid and overheated room, the team leader spreads out the rice that has just been cooked. The first fermentation begins. Koji is obtained. Much is still done by hand. Machines only have a small role. After 4 days in the fermentation room, the rice is mixed gradually with very high-quality water.
Here, we have water that comes from the snow-capped peaks high up in the mountains. It remains in the ground for many years before filtering down to the springs, where we tap it at 80 meters deep. It's full of minerals, such as magnesium and calcium, which are perfect for the production of sake.
The Aokishuzo factory has produced sake since 1717. As with all things in Japan, presentation is meticulous and controlled. Different qualities of sake exist.
Differences of quality are related to the brewing process used and to how the rice has been polished. The more the rice has been polished, which can account for 50% reduction in size, the higher the price of the sake.
The best sakes can cost several hundred euros. We are now at the Ryogon Hotel. This is a traditional inn that's called a ryokan in Japan. It has one of the most famous restaurants in the whole region. This 300-year-old farm once belonged to a rich rice producer. Converted into a traditional Japanese inn, it's very popular with tourists, especially in the autumn when nature is ablaze with color. The owners and the head chef are receiving Mr. and Mrs. Kasahara, who have come to present their recent crop. For the past 5 years, Koshihikari rice has been on the restaurant's menu. Chef Yasuo Otsu is going to prepare the rice in a traditional fashion. After rinsing it well, he is going to steam it on a wood-burning stove. It takes about 10 minutes of cooking after the first whirls of steam appear. The rice must then be stirred and left to rest for 15 minutes. In this type of restaurant, rice is eaten separately and usually at the end of the meal. It can also be served as a main dish. Assistant chef Yoshimune Omomo is preparing a yaki onigiri.
The basis of this tidbit is soya.
Before serving it, the chef sprinkles it with smoked tea.
There, that's a yaki onigiri.
The Kasahara family has settled into one of the private dining rooms of the restaurant for a traditional meal. This includes udons, pasta, tempuras, very lightly deep-fried shrimp, and vegetables, and of course, koshihikari rice.
90% of what we eat is rice. At home, I also serve bread and pasta, but rice is still the most important. We visit restaurants regularly and meet with the chefs to explain our approach. The same for shops. It's important to give them advice, especially on cooking methods, as well as to get feedback on what we deliver them.
In Tokyo, even though meals have become westernized, rice is still eaten, but in smaller quantities. The consumer is always looking for something to eat quickly and cheaply. For a rice producer, it's not easy to make a mark in this huge metropolis. At the top of one of the most prestigious avenues of the capital, Omotesando, the Niigata region has a shop selling the products that have made it famous. Niigata is synonymous with the mountains, and therefore with purity and quality. The shop is doing very well. A great majority of its products are based on rice. Naturally, it carries a full range of sakes. The Japanese are also very fond of spicy caramelized rice biscuits that they eat with aperitifs.
Products from Niigata are very well known, so the people that shop here know what they're buying. In Japan, the best rice is unquestionably Koshihikari.
In spite of the early hour, the shop is already busy, a sign that quality rice still has its place despite a declining market. We now leave for southern India, for the state of Kerala, a hot and humid region generously watered twice a year by the monsoons. Nearly 20% of the population of this former Portuguese colony are Catholic. Many of the houses in the old quarters still have tile roofs. Kerala is a true Garden of Eden. Coconuts are one of the main ingredients in its cuisine. Kerala is famous for its bananas and supplies a good part of the country. Rice fields and coconut groves take up the largest agricultural areas in the state. 688,000 tons of rice are harvested annually in Kerala. Most farms, where yield takes precedence over quality, harvest twice a year. You have to go to the suburbs of Palakkad to understand the importance of rice in a family's daily consumption. SK traders offer about 40 different types of rice, mostly basmatis. When buying rice, no one bothers to get just 500 grams as people in Europe often do. Here, the average quantity purchased is 5 kilograms, or 10 kilograms, or even 20 kilograms. We're in Palakkad, in inland Kerala, between Coimbatore and the ocean. Uni Naranayan owns several plots where he grows Navara rice, a rare and very high-quality variety. Navara rice was mentioned in Ayurvedic texts more than 2,000 years ago. Here, everything follows nature's pace. Respecting biodiversity, an important sign in a country like India, Uni's farm uses no chemical products. Navara rice has a reddish color that deepens with cooking. This family farm is 125 years old. Uni formerly worked in computers in Bangalore, but in 1994 he decided to return to the family business, which was in trouble at that time. The cost of labor, climatic changes and Kerala's decline in its share of India's rice production led him to concentrate on quality, and in particular on Navara. This morning he's talking to his wife and his employees about their chores. Everyone is aware that they're involved in a special enterprise that is dear to all of them. Most of them have been working on the farm for several years.
Actually, we have to have the monsoons now, but then it's getting delayed, so we are waiting for the rain. And we are ready. Once the rains are there, we have enough water, we start our work this season.
Kerala is one of the rare states in India that has a second monsoon in mid-October. Climate change is also having an effect here. In the meantime, the employees erect fences to protect the fields from animals. In 1990, Navara rice was an endangered variety. In 2000, Uni performed the monumental task of recovering the original purity of his grains.
These are indigenous vegetables we plant on the ridges, for our consumption. So it gets water from the field and easy to manage. You can see there, it is Tulasi, Osmum sanctum that is, and then we plant flowers like marigold, which all repels the pests to a certain extent. It's not a full process, but we will have to try many methods simultaneously to prevent our crop from pest attacks. See the seed also here. This is the plant. This is 17 days old. 17. Yeah. It's a very shortest duration rice, it's only 60 days.
Uni has no children, but he is training an enthusiastic student who is helping him.
That you have two phases in rice. One is called as the vegetative phase and next is the reproductive phase. So vegetative phase is where you get a lot of leaves coming up from the plant. So after enough leaves are there on the plant, then comes the flower. That flower matures and you get the grains. That's how the whole. So now it's a baby. Now it needs to grow and it needs to grow a lot of leaves around it. Then starts the flower. I was really surprised to see such a lot of different types of lives and what you call as biodiversity in the farm. So you have a lot of animals there, a lot of insects, a lot of tiny plants. So since it's completely organic, none of the life forms get affected. So you have large peacocks, wild boars, rats, then small plants and even tiny insects, butterflies and dragonflies. So since the organic cultivation of it is nature friendly, it's actually eco-friendly. So you can see a lot of life forms here.
In Kerala, rice is the basis of the diet. Every morning, Rema Devi, Uni's wife, prepares breakfast.
This is Navara rice powder, coconut. This is salted water, and you have to mix this salted water in this rice powder. See, this should not be sticky, but finely wet. That's the thing. Coconut to this. have to keep it in this. And when the steam comes outside now from this coconut shell, then the food is cooked. That's it.
It's called putu. Everyone in this part of the world eats it for breakfast. It's served with karala, a soup made of chickpeas.
So they are mending the fences. That is their work today. She's been back home only once.
The garden and the land surrounding the farm also harbour a large selection of what Kerala can offer in the way of plants, spices, fruits and vegetables.
Then we have the local variety or indigenous variety of the plantain. This is only for our domestic consumption.
Uni has compiled them in a herbal reference of a good 100 pages. Be it papayas or vegetables, whatever is to be served with the rice can be found within a few meters of his house.
Take the water from here and we pump the water gets filled, then we irrigate the farm. So if there is any shift in rainfall pattern or if we don't get the rainfall at time, we use this irrigation facility.
So system was done foolproof from that day onwards, day one, in 1955 onwards. As I said, this is the lifeline of the farm, you know.
The rice is first dried to remove all traces of humidity. In a region as damp as Kerala, this is a vital precaution before storing it in sealed rooms.
This is 2000 years. It has been recorded in Sanskrit scriptures, you know, mentioned as a Shastika rice, which has dating back to 400 to 200 BC, which means 2200 to 2400 years old. Yeah.
After removing dust and extraneous matter, the rice is ready to be stored in a dry place for several months prior to being delivered to the wholesalers. Since 2003, one of the more difficult tasks for Uni has been to get his rice certified as organic by various organizations. It was a first in a region such as Kerala. The other major challenge is to sell the rice at 4 to 5 times the price of ordinary rice. Uni also offers several other byproducts made from his rice, such as flaked rice, which is often eaten for breakfast. Everything is done by hand without any machinery, even the tedious task of sorting and cleaning the rice flakes. The rice is stored for several months in the older part of the farm. Thick walls and wooden closets shelter it from the heat as well as the rains and humidity.
My job was easy when we look at the work done by my predecessors, you know. I had only to maintain the farm and try to develop it to whatever little bit I could do. That was what I was trying, you know. So actually the rewards, all the recognition should have gone to my father or the elders, you know. That is what I feel. Yeah, this is Navara rice flakes, you know, organic and ready to eat. And it's of course certified organic, and we have the GI registration for this also. Yeah. This again, powdered Navara rice. It's good for breakfast. We make puttu, the indigenous or the ethnic food, you know, breakfast food. So after harvest, we try to keep at least for a year this paddy. Then we convert into rice without removing the bran.
We now leave central Kerala for the Arabian Sea coast, a region that urban Indians love to visit. Here, in a village near Trivandrum, fishing is still a major source of income for many families, despite a significant decrease of marine resources. Dominating the bay, the Leela is one of the largest hotels in the region. Once belonging to a princess, the hotel is built around a former palace. By the end of October, Kerala is one of the few regions in India that still enjoys summer temperatures. The architecture of the hotel blends its historical heritage with a more modern structure. The restaurant is one of the most renowned in Kerala. Its chef, Roy Satizan, only discovered Navara rice a short time ago, but now he and his assistant are pleased to offer it on the menu.
It can be compared to arborio rice, you can compare it to the wild black rice. So we are paying a premium for this rice, but at the same time I would like to equate it with the quality of the rice and the nutritional benefits again of the rice, what the guest would achieve or what they would attain out of it.
Washing is very important. Till the water turns clear, we need to wash it. This is the process that we follow in India to wash the rice.
The chef blends a full array of the spices used in India and Kerala. In particular, ghee or clarified butter, garlic, chili peppers, curry leaves, small onions and cumin. He then adds yellow lentils, another indispensable local ingredient.
So khichdi is a combination of rice and lentil.
Tiny green asparagus provide the finishing touch. In this version, the rich flavor of the rice has a tendency to be lost among the spices, so the chef also prepares a more westernized version of the dish, in which the Navara rice can develop its full potential.
Like at the moment, the awareness, the knowledge about the Navara rice is not that common. Okay, there are different farms, there are different people who have been educating the public on the same.
It has two aspects. One is the medicinal aspect where it is used in the Kerala's Ayurveda, India's Ayurveda treatment for arthritis, paralytical stroke and all. At the same time, it's a health rice in the sense if we take it at least once in a day, it helps build immunity.
In Kerala, more than 50% of the population still frequent Ayurvedic health centers for traditional treatment, a natural and alternative medicine based on plants and extractions of essences.
Yeah, we are using the Navara in arthritic and also sometimes also we are using in cancerous patients also. And in some skin disease and ulcers, osteoporosis. Mainly we are using for the general debility and rejuvenation.
The different preparations can be obtained at this pharmacy located in the same building. We now leave India for Chiang Mai in northern Thailand. Near the Laotian border, this city is immersed in history and full of magnificent temples. Located on the former Silk Road, Chiang Mai became an important town. It's also a leading Buddhist center, as can be seen by these magnificently restored buildings. Thailand is one of the world's leading rice producers. The local variety is relatively long, thin and fragrant. It comes in several qualities. As elsewhere in Asia, rice is a daily staple in Thailand. Most of the rice paddies are in the north and northeast of the country. From morning till night, rice is eaten at every meal, either steamed or cooked as sticky rice in a banana leaf. Dr. Supak at Maijo University was the pioneer of promoting an exceptional and high-quality organically farmed rice, blackberry rice.
We begin our process by sowing our own seeds every year. Secondly, we use natural fertilizers that we prepare ourselves. Everything is entirely organic. This ensures sound cultivation practices. We're not interested in intensive agriculture. We reap a single harvest per year, whereas other farmers reap 2 harvests, but of much lower quality.
As strange as it may seem, these fields and this farm are on a campus. For the last 5 years, Dr. Supak has encouraged farmers to come here for 4 or 5 days and learn his cultivation techniques.
Here we have 5 different types of banana trees. They're the basis of our preparations for fertilizers. And of course, everything is organic and very tasty.
Banana tree trunks contain a lot of fiber. They are ground up and mixed with a variety of other plants and herbs.
Here are the minerals used to enrich the preparation. They come from this red soil.
The red soil.
Now we add these vegetable-based ferments.
Everything has been studied to optimize the quality of the fertilizer. Next, the mixture is fed to pigs and geese. Their excrement is collected and a first-class manure is obtained. The result is the consequence of 10 years of research and development, as well as adapting ideas from traditional medicine, and a rice that is both wholesome and of high nutritional value. Dr. Supak has also developed an entire harvest procedure, including reaping by hand. All the farmers who have opted for this method of cultivation are pleased with the results. Lower yields are compensated by a superior quality of rice, which generates higher incomes. Wilat Junlakan's farm at Ban Wazontara is about 10 kilometers away in the middle of the countryside. He has several rice paddies. By early December, the harvest is nearly over. Wilat does not only plant blackberry rice in his fields, he also sows other high-quality varieties. But it's hardly restful work. Under a blazing sun, the temperature approaches 35 degrees Celsius. At the beginning, it wasn't easy to adapt to these new organic farming techniques. But being able to sell his blackberry rice at nearly double the price of ordinary rice encouraged him to continue. Wilat must consult his notes in order to identify the rice that he's harvesting. He has many varieties that look similar, and he wishes to keep them separate.
You grow the organic on the plant. You have to keep your own seed. You don't buy from outside. That is maybe GMO, or they cannot survive for the next crop or next season. So on of this, I keep on the seed for the next season.
As on Uni's farm in India, the perimeters of Wilat's fields are a lush patchwork of all sorts of plants, vegetables and fruits growing in wild confusion.
Organic, yes. I do the organic. Now this is maybe 5 years, about 5 years. Yeah.
You happy?
Yes. Yeah, I'm very happy.
It is perhaps a little removed from the idea one generally has of a farm that Wilat's house is a haven of peace. He lives here with his family and subsists largely on the products of his land and garden.
I eat rice every meal, but a lot of vegetable or the herbs. On these herbs, it's on in my farm, in my garden. Maybe some people not recognize. Like this, it's called yod man pu.
Wilat has converted part of his house into a guest house in order to accommodate families from Bangkok and introduce them to rural life. The harvested rice will dry in the sun for about a week.
For me, I dry first and then separate the grain because it makes less work and less job to do. Because after you cut it, you should let the sun dry by like natural.
To thresh the rice, Wilat uses a more or less improvised machine. It's relatively efficient. The final step is polishing the rice. This is done partly at the back of his farm. Wilat uses this little machine, mostly in order to prepare rice for his own consumption. He likes to mix blackberry rice with other varieties. Found mainly at small local farmers' markets, blackberry rice is slowly beginning to gain acceptance among consumers, yet its price still remains an obstacle. This rice, however, was never intended to become a product of mass consumption. Large restaurants have rapidly put blackberry rice on their menus. The Dara Devi Hotel west of Chiang Mai is one of the most beautiful hotels in Thailand and a perfect replica of an ancient Lana palace. The Lana kingdom was centered on Chiang Mai and the surrounding region. As early as the 13th century, it was known as the Kingdom of a Million Paddy Fields. In this magnificent setting is one of the best restaurants in Thailand, the Fragrant. It's managed by a Frenchman, Stéphane Courtin. Near the restaurant, several rice paddies accentuate the luxuriant environment of the Fragrant.
Rice is vital for them. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at any time.
Stéphane Courtin quickly put blackberry rice on the menu.
Farmers are quite proud to come to me and to show me different types of rice. They ask me, Stéphane, can you make us a dish? Can you do something with this? And I search for a recipe that sounds good to me. Today's recipe is blackberry rice with shallots, poultry stock, and to finish, a touch of parmesan. To prepare blackberry rice, soak it in water for 24 hours. It should be soft and pleasant to eat. Why must it be soaked? So that the grains remain intact. If you put the dry rice directly into the water, the grains will fall apart. If you soak the rice, however, they retain their shape. It's then at its best, with a beautiful color and a crunchy texture. We're going to gently brown a few shallots. Then slowly fry the rice until the grains are coated with the butter. Add some salt, some white pepper. Now, going to add the stock. We'll cover it and leave it to simmer. This is parmesan. Bind the rice with a small spoon of parmesan. Small knob of butter, as the French always put a bit of butter in everything. It's an exceptional rice. First of all, it's an organic rice. It's very healthy, and it has a lot of taste and an exceptional flavor. It's both soft and crunchy at the same time, which makes it rather interesting.
It's with this gastronomic delight that we leave the world of the masters of rice, who, with passion and talent, have transformed a basic staple into an exceptional product.